Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. Today we've got 4 iconic lever guns for you. We've got the Henry 22 long rifle, we've got the Cimarron 1873, also known as the Winchester 73. Then here in Brandon's hand we've got
the Winchester Model 94, and then we've got the SEARS Model 45 based off of the Marlin 336.
Lever guns are a blast, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with these 4, so stay tuned. This Black Friday, get ready for Olight's biggest flash sale of the year, featuring new limited editions of some of their most popular models. From weapon-mounted lights to handheld lights to pocket and keychain lights, everything will be massively marked down. Everybody you know needs a good flashlight, and Christmas is a great time to give one. Keep watching for more info and follow me on Facebook for all the best Black Friday deals. I'm going to start off with this guy right here. It's the Henry 22, and now, Henry rifles have been around a long time, and what people are what they associate as far as gun folks is the sort of the classic Henry, the Henry rifle. And that's one that's been featured in movies. It was used during Civil War times by the Union against the Confederacy. It was kind of known as the rifle that you load on Sunday and shoot all week. Most of the modern pistol chamberings or rifle chamberings, don't match what was used back then. They had, I think it was a 45 caliber or 40 caliber rimfire. But so that was a kind of a different gun as compared to some of the modern remakes of it. And this is nothing like that original Henry, except for the fact that it is a lever action, and it probably borrows a good bit of technology from it. But as far as loading, you load it through the tube from up here, and then, it kind of works like a lever action. But this is their large loop 22. I got this one used several years ago. I don't know exactly how many years old it is, but man, this is a favorite family shooter. We take it out all the time. And so we thought we'd demonstrate this to sort of represent the Henry name here today. So in here we've got the CCI mini mags, probably 40 grain, I think hollow point, maybe 36 grain, but we're gonna have some fun up close. We're gonna see if we can reach it out to 50, 100 plus yards, and we'll just see how this rifle does here. And I don't know if we'll be able to make it out to that 100 plus yard target, but we might as well try. Got it. All right, and we are out. Such a fun gun to shoot. Let me demonstrate reloading on this Henry 22 for you real quick. So we've got this little rod right here at the top. Need to unlock that. Obviously it's unloaded. You unlock it there, and you can see right here is this loading port. Okay, that loading port is where we throw the ammo in. So I've got a bunch of ammo here on the gun, just one of these, I don't know who makes this buttstock shell holder, but it works out perfectly for this particular gun. So we'll pull a few of those from here. It should hold, I think it's 12 rounds. So there's 2, 12. So you can see I set this up as a nice little, kind of varmint hunter type thing. Something where if you're carrying around out in the field, you can throw it over your shoulder or just carry it in your arms, and you've got a good amount of ammo ready to go for firing away at bunnies, squirrels, whatever you might be chasing. Let's see how this stuff does. Now, this is not the same ammo, so it might behave a little differently. We'll see. Over the top. There it is.
I mean, you could do this all day.
Oh yeah.
Right over it.
Hold it right on.
Oh yeah. Oh, right over it. Got it.
It's nice.
Woo! I think that is, this should be 10 right there.
It holds 12. So you can do
Oh, it
two
holds
more.
12, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just put 11 in case my math is off.
Okay.
Lock it in.
That's it.
It's just, if you don't smile when you shoot this,
There's something wrong with you.
something wrong. Oh. That's a poke. Oh! Woo! That's a fun gun right there.
Yeah, it is. The Henry 22, again, not a great representation of the original Henry, but as far as sort of the Henry brand, the Henry quality that we've all come to expect, modern Henry rifles are fantastic. This is just one example, and then there are tons of other really good ones in some of those bigger calibers, your 357s and whatnot. And you know what though? If you just want a really fun, super enjoyable plinker, the Henry 22 long rifle, phew, you can't really beat it. So one cool thing about this Henry here, the 22, is it'll shoot a wide variety of 22 rounds, including 22 shorts. So we've got those here. The CCI 22 shorts. We loaned a bunch of those in. I have no idea how many it'll take. We should load this completely as far as it'll go. I bet he'll load like 20 in there.
Shane, so what were you just doing? You were shooting your...
I was shooting my shorts. Yeah, I came out here and I wasn't feeling too well when I left this morning. And and then I got that rifle in hand and decided to shoot my shorts.
That is so stupid. That is hilarious.
Luckily for me, I wasn't, at work or anything. I'm just here with you.
Unlucky for me that you're shooting shorts.
I had to, sometimes you just got to shoot your shorts when you're just in a rush.
Do you think that ever would get old? I don't think so. So, is it just to the top?
If you see the round up here, then you're full.
Okay.
So keep going until you can see it. Any idea how many you've loaded? We'll count
Well,
them.
yeah, so that's 17
17.
that I put in, yep.
So is that full now?
Yeah, right.
See it?
Right there.
Oh yeah, 17 shorts.
Versus 12?
Versus 12 is what it'll hold of a 22 long rifle. So an extra 5. That's cool. It's kind of like those Aguila mini shells that they have for 12 gauge.
Time to shoot my shorts.
Time to shoot your shorts.
Oh, it's fun to try to shoot fast.
He's shooting his shorts at long range. Long range target short shooting.
Got it.
You nailed it. I don't just shoot my shorts. I shoot my shorts accurately.
Oh, over the shoulder.
Sometimes when I don't have my normal EDC, if I'm ever worried going out in the public, bad neighborhood, hey man, you can always shoot your shorts.
Shoot your shorts, baby. You just have to say it and they'll leave. Fun gun, yes.
So we're going semi-chronologically, and if we're going to talk about historical lever actions, you cannot miss talking about the 873. It's an important one, a critical one to talk about. Let's start by kind of mentioning that story of the 1873 Winchester that was found in Great Basin National Park in Nevada. I think it was one of the park rangers or something like that, but it was found leaned against an old tree where it had weathered to the point where the stalk was cracked and super dark and weathered. The stalk and everything was all rusted. It was so worn down that it looked like it was just part of the tree. And it sat there with that tree for, I want to say, 130 plus years. And it was just recently found, I think just 4 or 5 years ago. And now it is in the Great Basin National Park Visitor Center, I believe. You can see that gun that was found there. So nobody knows who it belonged to, why it was left there, but it's such a cool bit of history, something that was literally just set down in one century and picked up in another century. So cool. And that thing was still in one piece. So regardless of how weathered it was and how non-shootable it was still, again, all in one piece, and that gives you some clue to how well these things were built. And the 1873s, as the name sort of suggests, were released or came out in 1873. Another famous point worth talking about is the movie Winchester 73 with Jimmy Stewart. Was a huge film at the time, and it actually recounted something that Winchester really did with their rifles, where they released what they called was a 1 of 1,000 grade rifle. And what they basically did was take barrels that they found to be extremely accurate, like unusually accurate, and then they paired them up with, a lot of other great components and really sort of dressed up the rifles and then sold them at a premium price as the 1 in 1,000 rifle. They later released a 1 in 100 rifle and all that stuff, but the movie Winchester 73 sort of revolved around this particular rifle that was part of that 1 of 1,000 grade. Fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend the 1873 lever action as well. It's just a fantastic gun. Now, this one was built and released built by Uberti, I believe, released by Cimarron with sort of their touches to it. It's got that octagonal barrel, which is just awesome, all blued. And it's got the case-hardened finish on it, also very cool. Checkered stock. I believe it's all, I want to say it's walnut, but I know it's a type of a hardwood. And I think it's in that, is it 18-inch barrel? I think it's 18. I'll correct that if I'm wrong. But it's what they would call the saddle version of the rifle. So it's a little bit shorter, a little bit easier to sort of swing around and get some work done with. Holds 10 rounds in it via that side loading gate right there. And it's just a joy to shoot. It's also got that sharp crescent buttstock. Other varieties of the gun have sort of a rounded buttstock here, where it still has this concave, but it kind of rounds up at the top and rounds down there at the bottom. So this sort of sharp crescent buttstock is really the more classical version of the gun, and that's the reason why I chose it. Got that top ejecting with this cool little dust cover. So that actually slides back as soon as you run that lever, but you can slide that to cover it up and cover up your action, keep dust from getting in there. Pretty cool. Man, that is a fun gun to shoot, and what a cool piece of history. These sort of recreations are readily available. You can get them again from Cimarron. Winchester, I believe, still makes a wide variety of the 1873, and probably there's some Uberti versions, maybe some Taylor's and Company versions, but as far as like cowboy action shooting, it's going to be a very popular one, and just general collecting, this is one that you really want to consider if you're going to get into some kind of a lever action.
Come on. Hundo.
Hey! Nice.
That is so fun. Oh, I felt that one. There we go. Woo! That thing, not only is it pretty, she's a shooter. Yeah. So that was 357. Now we're going to try a little 38 special.
Yeah, man.
And what was the grain? 124?
125, I think.
125.
See how that does at your 50-yard. You'll hear a difference as far as the, uh-oh. I've seen this happen before. Let me see if I can point to what's going on. I don't know what you call this kind of malfunction, but I've had it before with this rifle. That's in the magazine. It's kind of locking up the round that's trying to move up.
I see.
So that got released. The one that's still in the mag kind of got released. And then this one is still trying to travel up. We got to shove that forward till it clicks, and then the elevator will be able to bring this one up. Okay, so you ease the tension on it. You got to kind of catch the rim, ease the tension on it, and then it will let you do this. Then you get to bring it back. And then you should be able to, give me just 1 second with this and see if it's cycling okay. There we go.
Oh.
Push it a little further.
So what happened is it stopped, and then I tried to pull back, lift up, and it jammed it.
You got to go a bit further.
But there was definitely that wall.
There is a wall there, yeah.
Gotcha. Boom.
You get to 100?
Yep. High.
That's surprising. Woo. Pull the trigger, have breakfast, and then wait for that gong. Hey. Fun. Okay, let's load you back up and get you a couple more of this 350 or the 38 special.
So you're just leaving that little piece of brass out to follow it through. That does make it easier.
Yep, when you leave the door open like that, it seems to be easier to keep pushing stuff through.
And you're just taking your left hand and holding that brass with the tension from the spring.
Just enough.
The tube.
Yep, just enough tension. And that's it. There you go.
Oh. You could tell the difference for sure from the
357.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, to the left.
So hold it more or less on.
Hundo or whatever.
Just bring that front side up just a hair and then head that right on. Hey, that's it.
Babe. That is fun. Woo!
So one of the things I love about this this particular rifle, or any of the lever actions in pistol calibers, is the accessibility of the ammo. You know, it's not real expensive. You can stock up on both 38 Special, 357 that you use for both handguns and this rifle. You know, just have a whole mess of that ammo, and then it's serving several different guns. This is kind of like the original pistol caliber carbine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is fun. That is a fun gun.
So I showed you the Winchester 73, but Winchester didn't stop designing after that. This is the Winchester Model 94, an actual Winchester. The one I showed you before was actually Cimarron recreation. So this Winchester 94 is in 30-30 Winchester, which kind of became the ubiquitous caliber to go with this gun. When people, you know, back in the day when people talked about the deer rifle, they generally meant a Winchester 30-30. And there are some other 30-30s out there, but 30-30 was kind of the deer rifle. And this was one of the most popular. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first gun, first lever action, maybe the first rifle period, to sell over 1 million copies. Over 1 million of them. And eventually went on to sell over 7 million. 7 million of these things have been in circulation. So extremely popular gun. I think the fact that it was very popular with deer hunters and just hunters in general really aided that fact. So, and also one of the cool things about the 94 is the fact that, you know, bears the distinction of being designed by John Browning. There aren't a lot of other lever actions that have that, you know, that can claim that. but the Winchester 94 can. So, very cool gun, very historic gun, very important historic gun, and very fun to shoot as well. I shot this fairly recently and definitely enjoyed it. The 30-30 round is actually very manageable, way more so than you would think, but also very powerful. And we are shooting, I believe it's some Winchester soft point 30-30 today. And that's the round right there. Something that would be ideal for hunting. And it just happens to be what I had access to. So we're going to be shooting some of that through this. This guy holds 7 rounds, and we're going to take this out to the 60-yard and hopefully out to the 100+ yard target and see how we do. Hopefully the sights are on. Brandon, by the way, if you see where I'm hitting and I'm missing, be sure to call me out for that and let me know where to hold. Hey, not bad. All right, let's go further out. Over the top?
Over the top, high.
Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo! I felt that one go low. Yeah. We nailed it once. That's the action target gong. Those things are fantastic. Really well thought out as far as how they're put together. Pretty nice packages as well as far as buying the whole thing. Side loading gate on the Winchester 94. The way I tend to like to load them is kind of leave the door open a little bit, so jam around down in there, but don't push it all the way. Because what I find is, with certain lever actions, and this one in particular, if you get it all the way down in there, sometimes the loading gate doesn't want to push past that round. You kind of have to give it a little extra shove in order to get it there. So sometimes it's just easier to hold the door open until you're fully loaded. Whew. Nice. Rushed it. Yeah, we have to. Whew, man. So the 30-30 round is great. I love that about this gun. The feel of the action is very nice too. Again, these are very accessible guns. They've been around for a really long time. Made 7 million of them. So you're going to be able to find them, which makes it a very, a very attractive one to think about picking up if you're searching for a lever gun. The action on it feels nice. Looks very different from the way that 1873 worked, and that's primarily because it accommodates that much longer round. But again, that's just sort of characteristic to what John and Browning designed. Trigger on it is good enough. This one's definitely a little bit dinged up, very well used, kind of like my old Henry over there. It's all the better for it, in my opinion.
There it is. Hondo.
Nice. Woo. Go that 100 again. Wow. You're kind of like bottom right.
Bottom right?
Yeah, bottom right is where you're hitting. Nice. It could just be that it's angled off to that direction. I didn't realize it was, but it is.
So, yeah, you're shooting a bigger round for sure.
Yeah.
That is fun.
Let's get you reloaded.
All right, here we go. Oh, I pulled that. Oh, still got it.
Nice. Love that gong.
That was so fun.
Woo!
Good times.
Nice.
Good times.
Now shoot yours in comparison to that. You'll feel a big difference.
Okay. That's light though. Woo!
It is, right?
Yeah, you could pack that around all day long.
Oh yeah, that's the big selling point in my opinion, but
yeah,
once you start shooting it, you feel a difference. All right, finally we have here, I guess again, if we're going sort of chronologically, this would be one of the more recent of the lever actions that we've been showing today. And this one is actually a SEARS Model 45. However, Marlin built these for SEARS according to everything I've read. So this is basically a Marlin 336 stamped SEARS 45. So the Marlin 336 is definitely one of those big iconic lever actions in the history of lever action rifles. This was basically introduced by Marlin as sort of a sort of graduation in design of a couple other models that they had kind of had out for a while. But it's also meant to be a direct competitor to that Winchester 94 that I showed you earlier. So this one's a bit heavier than the 94. It's also got a few other features on it that make it possibly more attractive than the 94. Price-wise, I'm not so sure about, but it's definitely got some different features to it. So one of the really characteristic things to the 336 is the fact that it's both side loading and side ejecting. So it's very easy to put a scope, a red dot, or whatever on top of. Here we have the Sig Sauer Romeo red dot. Also, we've got, as you can plainly see, the Silencer Co. Omega can on the top of it. What's the name of the mount one more time?
Dead Air Chemo.
Dead Air, okay. The Dead Air mount on top of it. So, and a few other things built for Brandon, the way Brandon likes it, and I wanted to show it exactly the way Brandon likes it. So here it is, and it's a fun gun to shoot. We already took a couple shots with it. But again, the 336 definitely holds a place among some of those iconic historical lever actions. It's been around for quite a while, and it's been extremely popular. Again, one of those big 30-30 deer rifles that folks associate with lever actions. That's what this guy is. It's also got that ergonomic pistol grip stock, which the 94 never had, or at least didn't have initially. And yeah, it's just one of those great lever actions, and we should definitely shoot it. So we're going to rely on the red dot, which I've confirmed to be on, and we'll fire some of that Winchester 30-30 out of this thing, see how we do. The top, I think. I love the sound of that. Oh yeah, baby. Ah. That's okay, I was gonna miss that one anyway. Golly. I gotta say, if I was only shooting that 94 against this 336, I might choose the 36. Regardless of, you know, historical significance, the way the 336 feels as far as shooting it is great. Now, some of that may have to do with the silencer and sort of the recoil and all that stuff, and maybe the red dot as well. But honestly, I'm trying to take those factors out of it and just think about the action, just think about the trigger, and think about the weight and so forth. And as far as the joy of shooting it, I think I might like the 336 a little bit better. Low, I think. Nice. And I think we're out. Yeah. Oh man, that 30-30 is a blast.
Maybe I need to learn how to.
And there's the old Marlin 336. What a fun gun.
100.
So that's still got a pretty good crack to it, but it's definitely quite a bit quieter.
Oh!
I think that was low or right. I couldn't tell for sure.
Flinched
goes
on that
fast.
one. What I like about the Marlin or the SEARS, you push it. I mean, that's finger-wise,
Yeah.
that's a billion times better.
Yeah, you don't have to do any tricky stuff with the door.
And you don't get any of your fingers. I mean, it's just...
And also, the side ejecting.
Oh,
so it's not sort of, whoop, oh, where'd that come from sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had a lot hitting my bill.
Yeah.
All right.
Just hold, put that dot right on the very tippy top of the gong. There it
Boom! Right,
That's it.
the tip top of that guy, right. Oh, I went to the right. I'm going too fast. It's just hard not to. Just off loading, just if I based my decision off of loading the rifle,
Yeah,
there's no comparison.
big difference just for
It's
that.
huge. I mean, it's night and day. This does not hurt your fingers. It's super easy. I mean, there's no comparison.
Yeah,
If that's what you're going off of.
yeah, cool. Oh, that was the last one. I blame it on the heat distortion from the can. I couldn't see.
That's a problem.
No, that is a fun gun to shoot, man. I honestly really like the way you got it set up.
Oh,
The red dot, it just makes it funner to shoot,
it
to
does.
be honest. And then the can, obviously, is so cool. Yeah, Marlin. I like that thing, dude. All right, Brandon. Well, we had fun with these lever actions. Did you have fun?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was yeah.
Honestly, lever actions are some of the funnest guns to shoot, in my opinion. And I've shot a lot of different guns, but something about the manual action and the involvement with the gun that you as the shooter have just makes it such a joy. You agree?
100%. Just the simplicity of the functioning of the gun. It's I don't shoot these enough.
Yeah.
I just don't shoot lever action guns enough.
Yeah, I think that goes for just about everybody, honestly. These are great guns to learn on, to plink with, take your family out and shoot with. This 22 has seen a lot of time on the range with me and my kids. We love this thing. And this guy right here is just one of those that I had to buy for its historical value and for the enjoyment, the sheer enjoyment of shooting it. The Model 94 there in your hand.
This is so light.
It's
it's
unexpectedly light.
Yeah, it's just I was shocked. I mean, it's so light.
And you can see that being an effective hunter as well. It's pretty nice and accurate.
That 30-30 round is a capable round.
It's nothing to sneeze at. And then your SEARS Model 45 / also the Marlin 336. It's got some of the more modern features, you know, with the side loading and the side ejecting, make it a really attractive gun. And as far as the ergonomics of it, it's a bit heavier than the Model 94 here, but still it's ergonomically, in my opinion, a little bit better than the 94.
That pistol grip style, it really helps. I feel.
That's number one. Some of these guns have been turned into pistol grip style too, but just the side and side loading gate and side ejecting, and the loading gate on that one I think is a little bit nicer than the others.
100%, yes.
So there's a lot to like about that Marlin. If you're looking for a functional 30-30, if you're looking for collectors and plinking and all that stuff, there's a ton to choose from, and honestly these are just a few of them. So that's 4 iconic lever action guns for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We definitely enjoyed filming it. I'm late Boy Scout Brandon from Modern Threat Response. We'll see y'all later.